they've spelt that wrong. So here's a really interesting question. Are dyslexics sexier than non-dyslexics? Well, I hate to break this to you, but it turns out that we're not. So in 2019, 2020, something like that, researchers from Tilburg University in the Netherlands did some research and found out that if you're, for instance, if you're on a dating site, the chances of people swiping right, the chances of people saying yes to you, if you have poor language skills, are significantly lower. And in fact, if you have poor language skills, and these language skills include spelling and punctuation and stuff like that, if you have poor language skills, the chances of people finding you less physically attractive are higher. The chances of people thinking of you as a good romantic partner are lower. The chances of people thinking of you as a good companion are lower. So essentially, those of us with poor or struggling language skills are likely to be looked upon as less attractive, even when you see the pictures. So they showed people pictures. They said, look, okay, here's the spelling, here's the grammar, here's the punctuation, here's the pictures. Do you find these people attractive? And the people with poor spelling, grammar, punctuation were found less attractive, even if they looked, as it were, objectively nice, whatever that might mean, on their photographs. To corroborate this, a number of dating apps or dating websites also did their own research. Zoosk, Match.com, eHarmony and OkCupid. They each did their own research, and there's a lot of people involved in this. So Zoosk, I think their research involved 9,000 people. Match.com, their research in conjunction with Grammarly involved 5,000 people. So there's quite a lot of people in these study groups. And again, it found out that those people with poor spelling and poor grammar are less likely to find love on their dating sites. So it seems that round about half find poor grammar a turn-off, about 3/4 find poor spelling to be almost a deal breaker, and almost all participants said that if they received a message with poor spelling, it would be a turn-off. So you're looking at quite big figures here. About half, about 48%, said that poor grammar is a turn-off. Round about 3/4, I think it was 72%, said spelling errors on a dating profile are less attractive or unlikely to attract them, and about 93%, something along those lines, said that if they received a message with poor spelling, it would be a no-no. on the Match.com survey, this is with Grammarly, it turned out that poor language skills, poor spelling and grammar, was more of a turn-off. Get this, poor spelling and grammar was more of a turn-off than bad teeth. I mean, maybe I can use this as my excuse. I don't know. I mean, so we could argue that dyslexics need to just play the game. They need to use spell checkers. They need to use grammar checkers. They need to use things like Grammarly when I don't know, constructing a dating profile or a CV or indeed anything that goes out to the public. You could just argue that that's the way it is. I'd prefer to go deeper. I'd prefer to say that the problem is a structural one. The problem is something we need to tackle in the playground. The problem is something we need to tackle at primary school. It's not simply that dyslexics need to start using spell checkers. It's that we need a society that doesn't judge, because look, this is simply a reflection of the normative judgments against those people who find spelling tricky. Of course, we all think this. It's deeply ingrained in us that, you know, good spelling is equated with good academic ability, or good grammar is equated with higher levels of intelligence, something along those lines. This is something that we all feel. It's structurally ingrained within us. But people are kind. It's not as though you see on a dating website that somebody struggles with their hearing and you immediately think that person isn't suitable. So people are kind. It's just that there are these, as I say, these normative assumptions that spelling and grammar are something to do with intelligence, and we want to pick intelligent people. We need to just tackle this. This is what we need to tackle in the playground. This is what we need to tackle in primary schools. Because I can say this without any doubt, it's those assumptions that people who struggle with spelling and grammar are not as worthy or not as valuable members of society, or they're not as valuable members of a social circle, or they're not as worthy of being partners. Those normative assumptions that people who have, as it were, ingrained literacy challenges, those assumptions that these people have got less value in society and less worth and are less attractive as human beings, that's what's not attractive.